Hi and welcome everyone. This is Nikhil Kapahi, your host, currently doing this alongside my job at Amazon. These are some of the shorter clips from the long format conversation that we have on our channel. I hope you enjoy this. Something that has been very fascinating about you is kind of how you have incorporated AI in your personal and professional life. Talk to me about some of your workflows that you have. If you can just talk through, like, how similar is it, your professional and your personal setup? And I believe for personal, you are writing, you are creating courses. I think that's where kind of the personal side, and maybe, yeah, I think writing and content creation could be one avenue. And in your profession, you're using it for product management and your job. So, how similar are the two setups? And could you talk through like what is the workflow? Like, I think this is something that maybe for people who have used AI, they have made, on CLI, they have made calls. But for you, as somebody who's experimented with OpenClaw, with Whisper, with speech to text, how does that look like?
So on purpose, one is, of course, I work at Google. So when I'm within Google, I use Google's tools, right? And Google is also at the cutting edge of AI. So, I get to use the best Gemini models. I get to use, anti-gravity, a company that we acquired as an IDE. So we use a whole bunch of very interesting tools. Some tools which are just made for Googlers, which are internal, some tools that we are bringing out to the world. So we get to see early previews of things like, say, AI Studio or anything else. My work over the last couple of years also transformed into building AI products, which is user-facing products, which used AI, customer support chatbots and things like that. But of late, I've been working on a new project, which is using AI to build products, right? So these are new bets within Google itself that not only are you building AI products for people, but you've started using AI for end-to-end development of brand new products that you will build for people, right? And so my setup then is like my day is spent talking about AI and using AI and working with teams and experimenting, because it also means blurring of lines, the blurring of lines between product management, design, and engineering, right? Because suddenly PMs and designers are also contributing code to the overall code base. And designers are making aesthetic choices, and everyone is making product calls. So how do you do that with a small team? Because an individual can do a lot,
Right.
with AI and sort of have great ROI, be 2x, 3x, 5x. But how do you get a team to that level of productivity? So a lot of my work now is trying to figure these things out, within my organization at Google. But my setup is, it's pretty much AI all day long. So there are certain calls I've made, which is a product, a document will be synthesized and generated, will not be written. Which essentially means earlier I would write a product requirement document, or I would sort of put in thought and sort of create that 2-pager. Now I would say, no, I'll synthesize all the emails, all the thought processes, chats, like transcriptions of a group meeting that we had, dump all of that in, and, use a Gemini model and use anti-gravity to sort of synthesize all of this and then turn it into a 2-pager. And then sit and chat with it and find out what the problems are. Comment on it that, this bit needs to be tightened. This is not correct. Look at previous documents I've written. Look at the structure of what a good product requirement document template should be.
You're
Turn it into a
supervising
skill.
it and making sure
Right.
that it reaches
You're
the
supervising.
quality.
Absolutely. And you've turned it into procedural knowledge, right? Like, so you're using an agent skill to say, this is the structure in which we write a design document. This is the structure in which we write a product requirement document. This is the structure in which we write a strategy memo. This is the structure with which we write, any other kind. This is the structure in which I write an end of week email. And this is the structure in which if I have to, I am not going to spend a single minute trying to tell people what I did last week or what the team did. At the end of the week, this email is going to be auto-synthesized and auto-generated.
All the chats you're doing.
And we will validate it. So, because it has access to my group chats. It has access to every single line of code that has been committed, every single document that has been written. So at the end of the week, it can say, Nick did this and Anshu did this and Alpha did this and Beta did this. And this is the synthesis. The team made progress on these fronts. So we've given it a template. So even at the end of the week, I would have spent an hour or two compiling this. I'm not going to do that, right? Because I'm not going to be able to do a massive delta function jump over what AI is going to do. I look at the output. We spend about 15-20 minutes looking through the output, validate it across the team that, hey, have you missed anything? Do you just want to add an image or a video of like the work that we did last week? And then let's just ship it. Right. So Monday morning, that email gets shipped. Otherwise, it would have taken us hours to put that together. Right. So this is an example of a workflow where AI is just sort of the traditional workflow always was that every team used to send out like a end of week summary of what they did, or you get like I get 7 a.m. every morning. I get, these are the emails that you have starred. So you need to get back to them. This is your to-do list. This is what the rest of your week looks like. This is what your day looks like. These are the 5 people you're going to catch up with today. This is an excerpt of who they are. This is the last time you caught up with them. This is the work that you had decided to do. So these were action items from last time. 3 out of those 5 have been completed. 2 are still stuck. So in this meeting, they might bring those up. So, here are your answers for why those 2 things are stuck, right? You would need the best assistant in the world to actually remind you of all these things. But now with AI, every individual at Google can be empowered with these things, right? So a whole bunch of these tooling, and it's not like these are unique to Google. I think every organization can sort of, you can build these with Claude and you can build these with OpenAI. And
if you thought this clip was interesting, I want you to go watch the whole conversation. These guests are exceptional people that I've found within my network. You will not find them anywhere else on the platform. If you want more of such content, please click subscribe and click the notification button so you get notified when the next video comes out. I really appreciate you for listening in. Thank you so much.